How unregulated was dial-up internet in the 90s? Imagine a time when connecting to the internet was like entering a wild west of technology, with little rules to hold back the pioneers. That was the 1990s when dial-up internet first became available to households. Back then, the government and regulators had barely started to think about overseeing this new digital frontier. The internet was still a baby, and rules for service providers were almost non-existent. Most of the regulation focused on traditional phone lines and cable TV, not the internet itself. Dial-up internet used modems that turned digital data into sound signals, which traveled over existing telephone lines. Because it used the same infrastructure as regular phones, there was no need for new networks or big investments. This meant the government didn't see it as a separate industry needing strict rules. The Federal Communications Commission mainly regulated traditional telecommunications and cable services, not the internet. Most internet providers in the 1990s were classified as information services, which meant they faced fewer rules. They could set their own prices and decide what services to offer without much oversight. The FCC adopted a light-touch approach, meaning they avoided heavy regulation and let the market grow freely. This approach stayed in place until broadband internet became common in the early 2000s, which then sparked more debates about rules and protections. This lack of regulation made the internet feel like a new, uncharted territory. Small companies and startups popped up all over, offering dial-up access through CD-ROMs, hourly billing, and free trials. People loved the freedom to choose different providers, but it also meant frustrations. Speeds were slow, connections could drop unexpectedly, and busy signals were common during peak times. Still, this environment encouraged experimentation and rapid growth, shaping the early digital culture. Because there were few rules, some providers pushed the limits with their pricing and service quality. Users often had to deal with long wait times and unreliable connections. But on the bright side, the unregulated environment allowed for a lot of innovation and diversity in how people access the internet. It was a time of discovery, where anyone with a modem and a phone line could jump into the digital world and start exploring. So, in the 1990s, dial-up internet was pretty much unregulated, giving both opportunities and challenges. It was a time when the internet was still finding its footing, and that freedom helped shape the digital culture we know today.